My name is Pamela Perrine. My CRN number is 23049. I attend Columbus Tech. This is my index card, front and back. I believe all Americans that have the right to vote should exercise that right. I believe it is our civic duty as Americans to elect in all branches the best qualified candidate who can get in there and get the job done. By having a democracy government gave us our right to vote by the 14th Amendment. A democracy means that the people govern the country, not the officials govern our country. In the U.S., we have a representative democracy. We hold elections, and we have the right to vote. After the Civil War, there was an amendment added to the Constitution giving black men the right to vote. The struggles that they went through for many years should let us know that when you don't have the right to vote, you feel powerless. And you feel like issues that are affecting you aren't being answered. And a lot of times that is true. So that is one important reason why we should exercise our right to vote. Thomas Jefferson wrote a vital line in the Declaration of Independence where he said, "Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governor." And that means by voting, you exercise and have satisfaction of knowing that we have acted consciously and used our best judgment on who we picked for a candidate to run this country. Women did not have the right to vote until 1920. Many years passed before they had the right. And they did long, hard struggles to get this right to vote. And many women nowadays don't want to get out and vote. After all the women before us went through all the struggles to have rights to be heard. This is why women have the right to work now, have the choice of having children, have their issues heard and argued in front of Congress, have legislation passed on women. Abortion became legal because of women's rights. And by not exercising your right to vote, abortion could be taken away. Economic issues could be just tossed to the rich. And not worried about what middle class or poor people, how their struggles are, and to keep jobs in offices, jobs available to people, we must hire good people to run our government. And by hiring good people, we must vote. Also, politicians only have power because we as people give it to them through our collective consent. By voting at the polls, you are making a stand towards your issues that concern you. And if you ever want change to happen with the issue that concerns you, then exercise your right to vote. The more people that vote on an issue or a certain candidate that stands for what you believe in, the more likely change is going to occur. And by exercising your right to vote and researching candidates, you start learning more about the issues. And also, you will learn more about policy making and which issues concern you the most. By not studying the government and learning about candidates, issues that worry you and concern you may not never be addressed. If enough people vote for a candidate that stands for what you believe in, the most likely your candidate will be elected. To me, voting is very important because I have that right. There are a lot of people out there that don't have the right to vote. People that have been convicted of crimes and have a felony don't have the right to vote. People that come to this country and don't have citizenship don't have the right to vote. And a lot of them would love that right to vote. And us that do have the right to vote sometimes takes advantage of that right. To me, it is very important to have a say-so in our government by voting. You can't sit around and fuss about issues and say, oh, this person is sorry, this person's no good in office, this person doesn't care about us, if you don't go to those polls and vote.